Hello and welcome to another update video about Chiliz. Chiliz, one of the coins that has produced an impulse back in March 21 and then came down in a very clear corrective wave structure ABC, bottomed here in May 22 and is now, well, working on a breakout possibly. Yeah, this is at the moment not entirely clear because we're really at on very thin ice here, very thin ice. But I want to make it, while not too much is going on the short term, I want to make this one of the long-term videos. This case here for Chiliz, I do post it on Discord for the channel members. We've got a library there of long-term videos and long-term outlooks for various coins. I will add it to this library after this video, just because I want to build it, yeah. And there are always questions about long-term targets. Here, we want to start with a higher term outlook. If we assume that in May 22, I think 8 cents, 8.5 cents, this was the bear market low, which is technically possible, but again, we are on very, very thin ice here. Then the target for the next all-time high would be 165. That would be the minimum target, the wave 3. It could easily go up to $2. That is what many altcoins do in a bull run. They actually properly go to extension target, so no problem to go a bit higher. I would then expect a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 to the upside that could reach the area around 262, maybe higher. These are sort of guideline targets that assume that Chiliz will recover. No guarantee, but it assumes Chiliz will recover. We go to an all-time high, and if we get to an all-time high, then these targets are very likely in the next bull run in wave 3. But this will not happen in one straight line. There will be ups and downs. You can see that here at the moment it is quite messy, especially in the beginning of an uptrend. Things can get fairly messy. So a 1-2 setup, and we then moved up. And this could have already been, I mean, the movement off or after the May low could have been a wave 1 to the upside, an impulse. Yeah, nice 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are now coming down in this wave 2. Now, ideally, wave 2 is now finished, and we would then follow the path like this, 5 waves up. If we get these 5 waves up, afterwards we would expect 3 waves down, ABC. Is this going to happen? Well, it's only going to happen, in my opinion, if we are holding the 10-cent level, or let's say 10.5 cents. Why is that? Because if we see the movement of the May low as a wave 1 to the upside, then here WXY pattern, a complex corrective wave structure to the downside in a wave 2, then this is only going to work out if we are holding at least, I mean, we've already dropped below the 12.5 cent level or 12.3 cent level. That is the 78.6% FIB level. So just from the very nature of it, the move down is getting more likely and the move up is getting less likely. As I always mention, a drop below the 78.6% FIB level will make a bullish outcome unlikely. And I think we are seeing the evidence currently, because I don't have much hope that the 10-cent level is going to hold. That is the 88.7% FIB level, and basically the last level where the bulls can turn it around. Because below that level, we are most likely going to drop below the 8-cent level, which is the June or the May low. The reason I very, very rarely see coins that drop to the 88.7% FIB level on such a time frame here still succeed in a wave 3. It normally, when it drops below the 78.6, it's done. The only reason why I consider the 88.7% FIB level here is that now we have 5 waves complete. So we have 5 waves down complete. We can count the pattern down complete, yeah, because in the, we say W, X, Y. Within the Y wave, we've got an A, B, C, and the C wave can be counted as complete. That's the only reason why I am considering the 88.7% FIB level here still as a possibility. The problem is what I'm currently seeing on the lower time frame doesn't give me much confidence. So for me, I have recently opened a long position here, but I'm going to be out below 10 cents because then I don't have any hope anymore. And then we are most likely going to drop below that 8 cent level. So 8 cent will be the next support level. We're going to retest it. But yeah, hey, look at the chart. What is going to be next support? There is not going to be much support below that 8 cent level. Fibonacci support, we could look at Fibonacci support levels. Let's just do that first, maybe. Just want to do it accurately. So we have to go to the high of the wave 1. I think that's pretty okay. And down, we can start, because it's the first, this was the first proper bull run for Chiliz, we start at 0. Yeah, that's normally what you do, but it wouldn't change much anyway. But yeah, you can see that on the higher time frame. No, I didn't want to delete them. Let's take that out. We have the 88.7% fib level here at 10.9 cents. So the thing is, if we really drop below 10.9 cents, which sort of is quite close to the 10-cent level, there isn't even a larger Fibonacci support level left. You can see how relevant that support level is, because we have found support here, here, roughly, yeah. I mean, if we're talking here about the fib levels of the larger cycle. So if we go below it for a cent or for a short period or so, it doesn't matter, as long as we don't substantially break below it. At the moment we're above it, which is good. Yeah, it's one of the few coins that are still above the 88.7% fib level, but any lower than that, yeah, if we then drop below the 10-cent level, that's it. And there is not going to be much support, unfortunately, here on the higher time frame that you can see. If we add the VRVP, you can see where the historical volume kicks in. That's basically around 5 cents. So here we've got a bit of a spike at around the 5, or let's call it the 6-cent area. Yeah, but below that, we're talking about 3 cents. That's why I'm out below 10 cents. Then it's getting risky. And then we are getting to a point where I need to wait for another signal that things could be turning around. Here we had a signal, yeah. But the signal, you know, it will be gone below that level. So then we need to wait for another signal, because this pattern will then be basically invalidated. Theoretically, there's still a chance to rally from 8 cents, but double bottoms only work out in the rarest of all cases. It would actually be a triple bottom, down, down, down. Of course they can work out, but only really in very, very rare cases. And if I zoom into the 1-hour chart, showed you in the previous video here the descending trend line. Breakout was possibly promising, but since then nothing happened, which is not a good sign, because it rather looks like some kind of a, yeah, you call it rectangle pattern, or it's not even a triangle really, which easily could break down, because if we don't see any impulsive price action to the upside, bear in mind the move up should now be a wave 3. But if nothing happens, it's rather, the longer this takes, the more likely it will be to go to the downside. And now we've reached a point where, you know, throughout this period I told you we're going lower, we're probably going to go lower once more. Now we're at a point where the pattern is full. I can't tell you with high confidence anymore we go lower. We now need to see, does the market move? Yeah, and a first good indication that things are moving would be a break above this high at 11.5 cents. Even better would be a move above 12.7 cents. Until then, I think until we go above 12.7, there is still so much downside pressure here that we could easily make another low. And if we do, we need to hold the 10-cent level, or again, I'm out, and this is probably going to turn bearish. So unfortunately, nothing too exciting here on the lower time frame. Not really any bullish price action. This is only a 3-wave move up, unfortunately. So as per this, it looks quite likely to see another move down, to be honest. Yeah, 3 waves up indicate another move down, but the move sideways is also not really any impulsive move to the downside. We're just moving sideways, consolidating. Maybe it is some kind of a weird triangle here, but yeah, the thing is, until we see impulsive price action to the upside, there isn't really any signal that the trend has shifted and turned around. So be ready still for further downside, because this is only a 3-wave move up. If it was 5 waves up, we could be a bit more confident. At the moment, I'm rather skeptical. But I'm still in the long trade with a stop loss. That's all we can do at the moment. Okay, that's my update about Chiliz. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.